call our Board of Commissioners agenda meeting to order on December the 6th. Our invocation today will be by myself, Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Chris Gurley. And then we will have our organizational meeting, at which time I will turn that over to our county attorney. He will preside over that in regards to the election of the chairman. Once that election takes place, then the new chairman will then take over the meeting and ask for nominations for a vice chairman. We'll elect vice chair. Then we'll move on to the approval of the minutes of November the 15th. Any adjustments on the agenda?
Yes, sir. We have two additions under the consent agenda. One is the approval of a fireworks display for Pikeville, the town of Pikeville, by Hale Artificer. And the number 12 would be the approval of the sheriff's bond. And that's all, sir.
So every time we swear in the sheriff, we have to approve the bond? Is that right?
Correct.
Evidently. Okay. Any questions on those additions?
Where's the fireworks in Pikeville? Or was it in here?
Excuse me?
Where's the fireworks in Pikeville?
December 31st.
Okay, well, there you go, right.
Interesting. Okay, and then we will have special presentations. And we have first a presentation from the Friends of the Northern Library. Any explanation on that?
Carol, who's going to be representing the Northern Library Group?
That would be Mr. John Pippin.
So they have a presentation, I guess.
They actually have it. Everybody has it in front of them.
So
They came in too late.
making their statements for Northern Library. Thank you. Number 2 is a special presentation for a retirement plaque for Bill Coffey by the IT Director Ryan Preble.
Okay.
And number 3 is a presentation on the grant writing by Tim Dusek with TJD Consulting.
All right, so he will be here to actually make a presentation.
Introduce himself and
Introduce himself.
tell about his company. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Then we
great.
move on to appointment committee. Have any appointments?
We have appointments.
Okay.
And then moving on to the consent agenda, you've got applications for elderly or disabled exclusion, applications for disabled veterans exclusion, and applications for present use value. These have all been validated by the tax office.
And then on to budget amendments.
And on to the budget amendments, Ms. Allison.
Your first budget amendment is for the Services on Aging Department in the amount of $278. They've received a little bit of an increase in grant funds, and then they are reallocating a small portion of their funds. And this is general funds for Senior Center. For the Sheriff's Office, you have a budget amendment for $379.35. This is to appropriate insurance proceeds due to a vehicle accident.
That couldn't have been enough of the washing the windshield if you want no more than $379.
Your next budget amendment is for the Maxwell Center totaling $5,000. This is to appropriate funds received from the Tourism Development Authority. This is the county's separate entity that collects the 1% occupancy tax, and they do budget a separate amount for Maxwell Center advertising. They had paused that for a couple years with COVID because occupancy tax was down. So that has since been budgeted and was not put in the original Maxwell Center budget. So that's what we're doing here. You have a budget amendment from Animal Control totaling $9,697.81. And this is to appropriate insurance proceeds from a vehicle accident. Your last budget amendment is for the Fleet Management Department, totaling $6,000. They are requesting to reallocate funds from maintenance and repairs of vehicles to subcontract towing. This is a separate line item that we maintain so that the fleet department can kind of keep an eye on how much outside or third-party towing has to be done for vehicles. And so they did exceed what was budgeted for the year, and they anticipate this will get them through the rest of the fiscal year.
Okay.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you. Moving on to number 5 is a motion to approve the preliminary plat for Berkeley Place subdivision as recommended by the Wayne County Planning Board. And there's Barry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Barry.
Your Berkeley Place subdivision, this is a preliminary plat, so being preliminary, excuse me, it is the start of the process, so there are no improvements at this point. It will come back before you at a later time when the final plat is done for you to look at it a second time. But there are 52 lots total, but there's 64 lots total. 52 of those are in Wayne County. This is actually on True-Vine Road, the east side of True-Vine, so this tract is kind of a long linear tract that extends over into Greene County. So they're asking for you to approve the 52 lots in Wayne County. There are 12 lots over in Greene County that they will go before Greene County to get permission to plat for those.
But the entrance is in Wayne County?
Excuse me?
The entrance is in Wayne County?
It is, yes, sir. So you see the plat before you. Like I said, there's one street that goes in, it goes straight back. They have a couple of, or 2 or 3 stub outs that kind of come off for future expansion and for turnarounds, but it will extend on back, like I said, into Greene County. We had 12 lots in the Greene.
It's right behind Randy Gray's chicken houses and hog houses.
What size is these houses? Barry?
We don't know at this point. They haven't disclosed that, but it will be a site-built home. Carroll Construction, if you're familiar with them, out of Johnston, they'll be constructing the homes.
How far are these from his Randy's?
Well, I mean, based on what I understand, there's really no clarification on chicken houses, right? It's just a hog house.
It's just hog houses at this point. This one, there is a tract between Mr. Gray and this property, and when you measure from the actual buildings themselves, it's over 1,000 feet. So there's a good separation there. It's not directly adjacent, but it is. There is a small tract between the two.
Is that between the property, or is that between the fish house or the chicken houses? Do you know?
There, between both, there's his property does not abut this one at all.
Right.
Did you find out any information on fire service?
Yeah, we did let them know. The fire marshal let the Greene County know, and they are going to include that in their review process with the 12 lots when they approve theirs or when they review it. But those will be served by Greene County, and looking at the distances compared to the distances in Wayne County, they're equivalent to the fire department there in Greene County. So there wouldn't be any sort of extended response by being in Wayne County. I think it's about 5 miles to the EMS station at Fort Run and to the fire department there at Fort Run. And I think it's about 5 miles to Shine as well. And then from Sofston, it's 5 miles. So it kind of sits in the middle. So the response would be about the same, whether it were in our county with Sofston here or in Fort Run.
Actually,
which is
New
what
Hope
it is.
that's an actual New Hope.
Yeah, New Hope would be the, it is. Yep, New Hope's actually 7
But it's actually
7 miles. So it's actually further from New Hope than it is from Fort Run.
not Station 2, it's not. Station 2 is the East Wayne Station.
Oh,
That's the
yeah, that's
station.
right. That's correct. Yeah,
It's like 3 miles at the most.
right. But EMS, it would be 5 miles from the closest EMS in Greene County. So if Greene County responded, it'd be 5 miles. It's about 7.6 to the EMS station at, I think Pine Wood's the one that would serve this area. So it's actually closer to the Greene County EMS station for those lots. So more than likely, Greene County would provide the response, of course. Being in Greene County, they would. It wouldn't provide, or they would not provide any extended service or any longer service than what they would get in Wayne County.
They do that at the end of our road. Greene County, it's at the end of East Wayne. They respond there, EMS and fire. Sean does, so.
I mean, we've got mutual aid agreements with adjacent counties anyhow, and then, It really doesn't make a difference as long as somebody counts.
Okay, any questions?
But the deeper lots going to the creeks is the ones that are in Greene County, right?
They are, that's correct.
Yeah, okay. And that whole site, got it.
Okay, any other questions? Okay,
Thank you.
The next one is a preliminary plat for Sillinger Creek subdivision as recommended by the Wayne County Planning Board.
All right, yep, Sillinger Creek, again, as with previous subdivision, this is a preliminary plat, so it's the start of the process. There are no improvements on the ground, so it will come back before you again. There are 31 lots in this subdivision. It's kind of split up. If you go out Wayne Memorial, take a left on Antioch Road, just past Austin, it'll be just down the road there on Antioch. It actually is part of the subdivision, splits off on the right, parts on the left. So you have part on one side of Antioch and part on the other with a simple cul-de-sac going one way and a cul-de-sac going the other way for those lots.
That's there by the herring farm, right?
Right. There are, yeah, you see that there's 13 lots on the left side, and then the rest, the remainder, the balance are on the right side there. It's kind of sandwiched in between some existing subdivisions, and I think there's a mobile home park that abuts it as well.
Who's gonna get bigger?
Yep.
District 5 is on the move, baby.
Any questions? Say 5 is on the move.
Yeah, both of them in District 5.
Yeah, I agree. Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Barry.
Number 7 is a motion to approve the sale of surplus property at 1005 Ivy Street, Goldsboro, North Carolina, owned jointly with the city of Goldsboro as requested by the city of Goldsboro.
This is a request from the city of Goldsboro. They recently approved the sale of surplus property at 1005 Ivy Street. This is a previous tax foreclosure. The offer was from a Miss Janice Johnson. The offer was $1,230, and the tax value is $2,450. And pursuant to the county's policy, they did notify the adjoining property owners of the sale.
Great, any questions?
Back up.
Back up.
Back. Don't give up. Oh, I should do this. You got a D on Goldsboro. So it's got a topic on Goldsboro, so it's...
City of Goldsboro. Okay, any other questions?
Number 8 is a motion to approve the sale of surplus property at 211 South Slocum Street, Goldsboro, North Carolina, owned jointly with the city of Goldsboro as requested by the city of Goldsboro.
And this is another request. I think it was actually approved at the same meeting. This would be 211 South Slocum Street, and that's to J.H. Moy Enterprises. It's also a previous tax foreclosure where we've received no previous offers. The offer was $2,100 and the tax value is $4,200. The deposit was made, they went through upset bidding, and all the adjoining property owners were notified.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Okay, the number 9 is a motion to adopt a resolution granting Hell Artificer Incorporated permission to use pyrotechnics for the Mount Olive Pickle Drop on December 31st, 2022, as recommended by the Wayne County Inspections Department.
Okay, any questions? All right, next.
Number 10 is a motion to extend the bidding period for the detention center expansion until December the 8th, 2022 at 2 p.m.
Okay.
All right. Number 11 is the motion to adopt a resolution approving the fireworks display for Pikeville on December the 31st, 2022 by Hell Artificers. And number 12 is the approval of the sheriff's bond.
All right. Any questions?
Can I ask a question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Is this for 25,000? Is that their recommended, this bond?
On the bond, you'd have to,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I know
what
usually like, it's 50,000 for some offices and everything, that's the thing.
I think that's what's recommended, 25.
All right, and then on the next page, new business.
It's new business, motion to approve Air Methods, DBA, doing business as Safarion Healthcare Solutions as a billing company for Wayne County EMS. A while back, we put out the bid for services for EMS billing, and over concerns about the company we had, and we have selected this company through our process, and we're looking for approval to move to them. And Dave Cutterback will be here to discuss that in the meeting. And then moving on to public comment.
Let me go back to that.
Okay.
And if we approve this, when will their contract begin?
Do you know?
February.
I think so.
February?
February?
I'll look that up.
Okay. All right, thank you. Then we're having public comments?
Public comments, county manager's report, board of commissioners committee reports and comments, and then closed session.
Do we need a closed session?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Then we'll recess this meeting until December the 13th of 2022 at 9 a.m.
And I do want to point out at that meeting on December the 13th, we've got a number of things to take care of that morning. I believe we're having this meeting, and then you all are having the agenda meeting, and then after that, are we moving directly into our work session?
Training.
Do what now?
I think it's a training session.
Training.
A training session, okay. Not a work session, a training session.
I think we're gonna do the meeting, the recessed or reconvene meeting, the training,
Okay,
and then we'll do
That's
the
great.
pre-agenda staffing.
okay, good enough. All right, and as far as closed session, do we need to go into closed session at this point?
I'll touch on it. I think it's to consult with your attorneys to preserve attorney-client privilege.
All right, I entertain a motion to go into closed session.
So moved.
All right, we've got a motion to go into closed session. All in favor signify by raising your right hand. All right, we're in closed session.
Thank you.